You're not weak. You're just stuck in a cycle of planning and delaying, and nobody taught you how to break it. You think about the change every single day. You promise yourself it'll be different this time. But when the moment comes to actually do something, you find a reason to wait. Not because you lack ambition, not because you don't care, but because you've been training yourself to postpone, and now postponing feels safer than starting. Here's what nobody tells you. The work that changes your life happens when nobody's watching. The real training is invisible. No audience, no applause, no instant reward. Just you and the decision to show up when it would be easier to hide. If someone recorded your last 30 days, what would the footage show? Intentions or actions? Plans or practice? This video will show you why invisible discipline beats visible motivation every single time, and you'll walk away with a method so simple you can start today, even on your worst day. This isn't about becoming superhuman overnight. It's about building a small ritual that works when everything else fails. Because the secret was never the size of the effort. It was the silence of the repetition. Let me tell you about someone who learned this the hard way. It was early winter when a young fighter joined a training hall known for producing champions. He arrived with fire in his eyes, talking about greatness, about breaking limits, about becoming unstoppable. The master listened in silence, then handed him a dull blade and said, "Sharpen this every morning before sunrise, 15 minutes, no exceptions." That's it. The young fighter expected secret techniques, complex drills, legendary challenges. Instead, he got a whetstone in silence. The first few days, he obeyed, woke up in the cold darkness, felt the sting of frozen air, heard only the sound of steel scraping stone. 15 minutes. Same motion, same angle, same rhythm. No one watching, no one counting. After 2 weeks, he started waking up late. After a month, he skipped days. Meanwhile, other students arrived. They did the invisible work without complaining. And when it was time for real training, the difference was brutal. Not because they were more talented, but because their blade was sharp. The young fighter's blade stayed dull, rusting in the corner, while he waited for the perfect day to start again. How many times have you started something with fire and quit when no one was watching? How many promises did you make to yourself in January that turned to dust by March? The problem isn't your ability. It's that the human brain loves the feeling of planning. When you buy the program, when you write the goal, when you build a spreadsheet, your brain releases dopamine. It rewards you for planning as if it were real progress. But action has friction. Action hurts. Action doesn't give you instant validation. So you go back to the comfort of the next plan, the next Monday, the next month, and time passes. This isn't laziness. This is a pattern you can break. You know what separates people who change from people who just talk? Invisible training. The effort that happens when nobody's watching, when you won't post about it, when there's no medal at the end. It's showing up and doing the thing even without a witness. It's continuing when even you don't believe it matters. Because every visible result was built on 100 invisible days. Every public transformation started in silence. And you know this. You know you've already lost months waiting for the right moment, while other people simply started. The gap between who you are and who you want to be isn't filled with motivation. It's filled with decisions nobody sees. The master used to say, no one wins because of the size of their first step. They win because they take the same small step every day, even when the rain falls. He taught an ancient rule, simple and brutally honest. What matters isn't the intensity of the training, but the silent presence of it. It's not about training 2 hours one day and disappearing for a week. It's about showing up every day, even if just for 10 minutes, and doing the minimum without negotiation. He said the blade doesn't get sharp from one day of heroic effort. It gets sharp from 100 mornings of invisible repetition. Stone against metal, always the same angle, always the same intention. And at first you don't even see a difference. The blade looks the same, but after 30 days, it cuts. After 90, it cuts without effort. Discipline works the same way. You don't see results in the first week, but the process is happening. It's shaping you from the inside. The master called this ghost training, the kind nobody sees, but everyone feels when you act. Because confidence doesn't come from promises. It comes from small, repeated proof that you do what you say. So here's the method. It's not complex. It doesn't need an expensive app or a motivational coach. It needs you to decide on one small thing and do it every day at the same time. No exceptions, no negotiation, without depending on how you feel. First, choose something so small you can do it even on your worst day. Not train for an hour. It's do 10 push-ups. Not write 1,000 words. It's write 3 sentences. Not study for 2 hours. It's read 1 page. The ego hates this. The ego wants the big start, the epic turnaround, the motivational post. But the ego is also the first to quit when motivation drops. The small thing wins because it doesn't depend on inspiration. Second, anchor this habit to a fixed trigger. Same place, same time every day. Could be right after you wake up, could be before lunch, could be as soon as you get home. The brain loves patterns. When you fix the trigger, the action becomes automatic. You don't think about whether you'll do it. You just do it, like brushing your teeth. Third, don't break the chain. If you fail one day, don't let it become 2. Come back the next day as if nothing happened. No drama, no guilt, no I'll start Monday. Just come back. Think of it this way. Each day is one stroke of the blade against the stone. One stroke alone does nothing, but 100 strokes transform the blade. And before you know it, your life starts cutting differently. The method isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about training when nobody's keeping score. I knew someone who'd been stuck for years, wanted to write, but kept postponing. Every Sunday promised to start Monday. Every month planned the book that never left their head until they decided to apply invisible training. The rule was simple. Write 3 sentences every day at 6 in the morning before looking at the phone. 3 sentences. Ridiculous to the ego, perfect for reality. The first few days felt useless. 3 sentences didn't feel like progress, but they continued. Even on bad days, when the mind was heavy, when it seemed pointless, they opened the document and wrote 3 sentences. One day they were sick, high fever, foggy mind. Still sat down and wrote 3 terrible sentences. The next day, deleted everything and wrote 3 new ones. Quality didn't matter. Presence did. After 30 days, they realized they had 300 sentences. Some good, some bad, but all real. And something shifted. The resistance decreased. The brain stopped fighting. Writing became part of the day, like having coffee. After 90 days, they had 20 pages. After 6 months, the book was done. Not because they became a genius, but because they stopped waiting for inspiration and created a system that worked on ordinary days. The change didn't come from intensity. It came from the invisibility of repetition. No dramatic moment, no breakthrough day, just a quiet accumulation of showing up. Now it's on you. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for Monday. Choose one small action and do it today, right now, just to create the first win. It can be ridiculously small. 10 deep breaths, 5 squats, 1 call you've been avoiding, 3 lines on the stalled project, just to prove to yourself that you're still in control. If this video made sense, subscribe to the channel and leave a like to strengthen this community of people who train in the invisible. And tell me below, what's your small step going to be today? Infinite preparation without action becomes delay disguised as productivity. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is a fire that doesn't go out. Every expert you admire has 100 invisible days for every visible one. The difference between those who change and those who just talk is what happens when nobody's watching. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. Let's go back to the student. After months lost waiting for inspiration, he finally understood. He picked up the rusted blade, sat on the cold floor, and started sharpening. No audience, no post, no promise. Just him, the stone, and the sound of metal scraping. 15 minutes. The next day, 15 more. And the next, and the next. The blade didn't get sharp all at once, but it got sharp. And when it was time to train for real, he was ready. Not because he had one epic day, but because he had 90 invisible ones. You have a choice now. You can close this video and wait for the next wave of motivation, or you can choose one small thing and start today. 1 minute right now, 10 reps. Open the file and write 3 lines. That's it. No drama, no show, no witness. Just you and invisible training. And if you want to be part of this community that values silent discipline, stay with us here on the channel. Real change happens away from the spotlight.